this computer. I'm going to turn up the volume there. Okay. So what did we cover last yesterday? It was good stuff.
Your big why.
The big why. Exactly. Okay, so now we need to concentrate on people and we succeed through others. And a lot of times, especially when we're going through these problems with the market right now, where business is pretty much cut in half, we tend to draw within ourselves. A lot of people do that to protect themselves, and this is not the time to do that. It's time to get together with your sphere. It's time to get together with your fellow agents and talk these things out. And it's time to, get together with any ally that you may have. Your lenders may be noticing a trend. Everybody that's in the business you should be talking to, not withdrawing. And then just make sure when you're dealing with those relationships, you're keeping track of your big wife. You okay, hon? Okay. So off camera, Norma is fanning herself. Yeah. It's a protection. It's a way of protecting yourself. If you feel like things aren't going well for you, you pull away from everybody because you don't want to be seen that way. You don't want to be seen as vulnerable or whatever. As you notice, a lot of people are pulling away from the business and they don't want to have anything to do with the business because they feel like they failed. Mm-hmm. And it's not their personal failure. It's the market is weird. It's different, right? But they feel like they've failed. So they'll go back to work as a cashier or as a waitress or something like that, and then pull away from the business completely. Some people can make those things jive and work out, but other people are just like, oh yeah, I don't want to be around somebody who's going to judge me as possibly having failed or not doing as well as them in the business. And that's just not the time to do that. It's the time to mix it. Maybe you have to work a little bit harder because you're working on both careers. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think that's why. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. You can't do it alone, nor should you want to. Real estate is a relationship business. I have a t-shirt that says real estate is a contact sport. Because it is, it's contacts with people in all different ways. Your people that you work with, your loan officers, your inspectors, all that. We're all getting hit hard, Mm-hmm. So keep in touch with everybody, kind of like you used to keep in touch with them when you had 10 deals hanging, So that's important. We're in place, so a lot of this will be a place community. If you're in Keller Williams, there's a lot of ways you can keep in touch with different communities in Keller Williams. Start connecting with your Keller Williams community. There is a Keller Williams Facebook group, so you can go to it. We have our Happy Place Facebook group. Keller Williams support staff. Then we have a coach or a mentor. You can develop a coach or a mentor among the group of people that you work with, so you don't have to pay a ton of money you're not making right now. We're and as part of Place, we have a coach. Well, we have a few coaches that are assigned to us, so lean in on them. There's plenty of people out there that are willing to help out, including me and Norma and the rest of this team. Just don't come in and try to poop in our kitchen, What I don't like, and sometimes it happens, and then the person will never get the answers from me again, is they come in and they ask for advice, give advice, and then they argue with me about the advice. It's like, okay, that was your last time. or they like, what are you going to give me? You know, what are you going to do for me? I'm going to give you this information, and if you use it properly, it'll work out. You know, no, I'm not just going to hand you a lead or something like that. Uh, that's just not the way things work. I'll teach you how to get leads. Okay, connect with those on your team. But
For sure.
Huh?
Yeah, no.
okay, so connect with those on your team. You're in this together. Lean in during highs and lows. So we're talking about that. You can leverage uh, group team chats, team meetings, and one-on-one connections with the team members you want to learn from. Um, a lot of times you're going to have a team that gets together or people that get together, and you know, you're going to decide that, you know, you're going to be the pusher. Okay. You know, you're going to be the last person to hop into the sled. You're going to be the steerer. You're going to be this, you're going to be that, you know, but you don't know that until you've dealt with each person on the team in each position and know who's better at what. And so that's the same thing we do on any teams, is we figure out how you operate during stress, or, you know, sometimes figure out, you know, this guy is probably going to be, he's probably too darn big anyway, so he's going to have to leave the team on the bobsled team, you know. So you work together until you get to the point where you realize either you're going to be capable of working together um, throughout your journey, or you're just going to have to go. So that's the best way, is to get together as a team and figure out who's in what position, and whether they even belong to be on the team or not, you know. And that's the only way you know, is for them and you to dig in and completely cooperate. Yes, ma'am.
We can go back. So, you know, this is, we're talking about our place staff and our team members. So we can also leverage just our KW office. You know, we have a great office here in our office locally here in Lodi. And you, especially like I really enjoy our luncheons that we have, our little potlucks, you know, so that we can mastermind with each other. We can chat with each other. It can be more of that group setting. And that's exactly what those are for.
When you become a part of the organization or part of the team of Keller Williams, you know, when you contact Leslie, you ask her, what all do you do? You know, so who do I call when I have this problem? And then ask Rolf, what all do you do? And this is a complicated job, and so is Leslie's. But then ask Spree, what do you do? You know, she's really the focal point. You know, she'll direct you to where you need to go and who you need to talk to, or she'll talk to them herself for you. Raji, you know, Raji's a great resource because she does the DAs and everything too. So it's good to go to her and have a relationship with these people, because they're people who are uh, basically, they're driving the team forward. You know, they're part of your team, but they're part of the overall Keller Williams team too. So yeah, it's good to get to know everybody and know exactly what they do and how they can help the team out.
Yes.
Yeah. You want to call your allied resources. You want to call your, well, I already said external allies like lenders, title companies, inspectors, and more. Yeah, these are warm calls. You know, it's like if you got a little bit of call reluctance, go ahead and call around to your allied resources. And let's see, what does this say? Serve others to make connections. Yeah, those connections are good. It's good to get a feel of everything through them and know exactly what they're seeing in the market. Um, you know, we talk with Macy a lot, and you know, she's saying a lot of people are starting to get responses from their farm. So what does that tell you? You know, we got a response from it's not even our farm. It was the first letter to this area, and within a couple days of the mail hitting, we got a phone call. Clients, yeah, everything starts with the clients, right? So How can you succeed through more clients daily? Uh, if you don't have clients, none of the rest matters. So focus on meeting new clients and building relationships with current ones. What habits can you build that you can focus on clients? Some people are very, very good with open houses. So you get clients through there and then continue to contact them and be in touch with them. Um, those are some of the hottest leads you can get is open house leads.
People actually.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like when a guy walks in the door at, are there 7-Elevens anymore?
Yes.
Yeah. 7-Elevens or something that they're going to buy something, you know, yeah, they may not buy the biggest thing in the store, but they're going to buy something. And so when they walk into an open house, they're going to buy something. And it's, huh? Or someone they know. Yeah. So I'll get that relationship going with them. But a lot of people have a fear of calling their, I do have a fear of calling your sphere, you know, and you got to do it. You just got to discipline yourself to do it.
Don't fear the sphere.
Don't fear the sphere.
That's a good one.
I'm even telling people, hey, you know, the sales have dropped by 50% overall in this area. So if you could sell your house, it really helped out a lot. And it's an icebreaker, you know. But what can you do today to build connections? Take action. You give value as we continue to give our market reports and do pop buys and stuff like that. You start a habit calling, challenge yourself, and be the center of the network. What does be the center of the network?
To me, I think to like, I don't know if I
Like
would
have the
really see be
have the
the
resources?
center or, yeah,
Well,
be the go-to.
Yeah, I was calling my sphere yesterday. You said you know a guy that could do tile and Modesto for the bathroom, you know, and so you want to be that focal point. I get people that call me and say, and you know, who do you have for this? Who's your guy?
Yeah.
You know, and you want to make sure your guy knows they, you know, tell them I told you to call, you know, because you want them to know that you're there for them, helping their business out too. So that's be the hub of the, you know, where all the spokes go to. So everybody goes to that to make sure you want to make sure you're there with the information they need. Sometimes it's hard because with handyman and stuff like that, they'll let you down, you know. Yeah, yeah, you never called. Oh.
That call that came in, they want information how to add somebody onto title. So the dad gets to keep his good tax rate and they want to add one of the kids. I'm like, how do you need to, you know, so he was just looking for advice or someone to help him with the title stuff. Like who you should be to is a trust attorney. And then when he already had an appointment for that, I said, and then you need to talk to a tax advisor. They're the ones who can truly. So I sent him the information on a tax advisor. He already had an appointment with an attorney. I'm not going to get business from that, but that's okay, you know. And I don't know him, but it's kind of that you want to be the connector of people.
Yes, well, and then who's he gonna think of though?
Right. Yeah.
Gotcha. Someone keeps getting into our house. Oh, geez. Okay.
Did you unlock the door for him?
Sorry.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Sorry, folks. Gotta let the housekeeper into the house.
Doesn't have a key.
No, well, she has the same lock system we use, but she doesn't use it.
I can't even get in.
It says it's,
Are you home now?
it says it's not responding. Oh, there's got it open. Okay, back. I'm sorry. Let's talk about it. Okay, I'm going past this because we already talked. well, you know, okay, now usually I'll take one of these out, but this is a good one. No one can whistle a symphony. It takes a whole orchestra to play it. I thought that was very good. So the feedback loop now, how to stay on track daily. The feedback loop, stay on track daily by developing your personal feedback loop. A feedback loop is self-explanatory. It is a continuous flow of information about how you're doing. If you can define your destination, you can create feedback that lets you know how you're doing. Okay, so step one, review your goals. Check in on your destination. What do you want to achieve? Why do you want to achieve it? Okay. Then step two is make your plans, develop your plan of attack. What steps do you need to make and by when? Number three is take action. Time block for your one thing and take action. Number four is to track your numbers, look at metrics. What are the clues? The plan is working, and track activities and results. Very important to know where you're going, but it's very important to know the steps along the way to get there. One of the reasons we like to track our numbers and track our contacts and then the results is so we can see if we're just somewhere our scripts aren't right, we're uncomfortable talking to people in these situations or whatever, and you need to work on that portion of it. So assess how you're doing toward the goal and then go back and review the goals and start over. You may be getting a lower conversion rate than you expected. So you need to, your end goal can still be met. It's just back here somewhere, your other goal needs to be a little bit higher. Your number of calls needs to be higher because your conversion rate is lower, you know? So if you don't keep track of that stuff, it's going to be tough to get to your end goal. Now, there are some things like this market that kind of throw everything for a loop, but you still want to try to stay on track. Build on successful habits, the key to growing a feedback loop. Growing feedback loop, great habits. Okay, boy, that was very complicated. That seemed like it was going to be a little bit more, right? Great habits. Yeah, get in the habit of making those calls, doing
Yeah, I was
those
gonna say, because
contacts.
tracking those things aren't gonna matter if you're not doing the activities, and you have to create the habits to do the activities.
Yeah.
All goes together.
Mhm.
You know, like sitting up here, the my feedback loop is I look at you guys and see if you're awake, you know, if you're responding, you know, and stuff like that. So and you guys hold me accountable too. If you're like falling asleep, I'm like, hey, I guess I better step up my game, you know, or work toward the next one. But everybody has the feedback loop that they do. You know, when I say something, does Norma smile or laugh? You know, something that was designed to make her smile or laugh. You know, and so I get that feedback immediately, or yeah, or pull out her knife. Yeah. So you know, you just need to pay attention to that feedback loop in your own business. And I think Command has a way to track your numbers and report them. We have a way to track, set our goals, and then our activities. We log into Brevity, and it gives us an idea where we're at and how we're converting and all that stuff. So yeah, just pay attention to those. Make sure you have solid goals in your mind, and then the activities that lead up to those goals being completed, and then constantly look at that loop and make sure you're doing everything you need to do. And if you're converting, like I said, if you're converting lower, you need to change these numbers down, you know, down line or up line. And if you're doing good, you know, and you're meeting your goals and everything, pat yourself on the back and maybe relax a little bit. But a lot of people like, yeah, or notch it up and say, oh, well, I'm going to change my goal because I'm way ahead of time. So that is it. What are you grateful for? The key to learning is feedback. It is nearly impossible to learn anything without it.
Yeah.
You got to know where you're at. and let's do something amazing today. That is the end.
Mhm.
And so I am going to stop recording. And so we can have frank conversations if we need to.